Hello everyone, welcome to Season 15 of PRL, Performance Racing League. I am your host, once more, Hoop BK. How are you all doing today? Hope everyone is enjoying a nice Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are from. Right before the real F1 race gets underway in about an hour and a half time. So we're going to try to squeeze our Season 15 Sunday tier season kickoff in before that 4 o'clock Eastern time, which is the only time zone that matters in my opinion. So Sunday tier, we are back season 15 where we left off at season 14 at Abu Dhabi. Had a race for the ages actually to end season 14, a very, very tight championship battle coming down to the last 10 laps of the final round. All those drivers back in it once again this season. That's defending champion Ramsey, and he took it from Mr. Bean, who's in a new car this season, and Joe Bidome, so in a new look, the Red Bull. Abu Dhabi, I think, is a pretty good track in this game. Middle sector offers a lot of room. Holy cow, look at all these cars on the back straightaway. Middle sector offers a lot of room for overtaking. It's been a second since I've done this, so we've got to get everything set back up here. Should be in for a full grid as well. I think Rusty was the first car on track. We'll go to him for an onboard lap. Yep, should get Noob in sometime during qualifying at full 20-car grid. Very exciting time. Season 15 of PRL. Going with Rusty as a big slide out of the final corner. And we start the lap at Yas Marina Circuit. Tight left-hander. Did not get the car rotated. It's going to be, I guess, within track limits or slowed down enough. This high speed at the pit exit. Trying to stay grounded through there. All the way to the hairpin. Thank God there is no chicane here anymore. Probably get down to a lower gear than 4, but it works for him here. Get back on throttle, and then a long shot all the way down the back straightaway. There's really 2 back straightaways here at Yas Marina. Big heavy braking zone. Where are the signs? I didn't see any of the braking zone signs. Are they already gone? Through the chicane. Very slippery there, trying to get back on the throttle. No traction through the low speed. Another DRS zone here into a much better reprofiled beginning of Sector 3. Very fun. All the way to the exit, or to the exit curb. Right-hander, and then a slower right-hander under the hotel here through Latifi corner. High speed. You can use a lot of curb there on exit into the final corner, and then a lot of curb here as well. So Rusty Oil Can throws down the first qualifying lap of the season, 1:25.3. Be a Ferrari in behind him. It's actually Ramsey starting his lap. That's our defending champion there in Sunday tier. Joe Bidome, one of the main contenders for the championship once again this season. A 1:22.8 as the times start to trickle in. Mr. Bean, 1:22.3. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause here. I feel like the audio, the game audio is very loud in my ears. Let's try this. Super duper loud. All right. Is my voice coming through okay on the stream? I know I had to tinker with my audio settings a little bit during the off season. Hopefully I did not screw that up. Everyone can hear me. Just someone give me a thumbs up or something in the chat if you can hear my voice okay. So Mr. Bean and Joe Bidome, very familiar sight, are at the front currently. Gortsas in the V car, back to his roots. What was the AlphaTauri. Is P3. He's a little bit further back, though, 7/10. Gibby showing a lot of pace over the last season or so since he's joined is P5. Oh, Ramsey now P3. So very tight once more at the front between these three. The Haas duo of FBI Agent and Balzerga, 6th and 7th. FBI Agent, a real force to be reckoned with in midweek. Timber 8th. Why Not is 9th. Believe he's a new racer to the league, so welcome. You got Rossi 10th, Craig 11th, Rusty, Dr. J, and Tar Heels. 14 drivers with times on the board. Here's Ghost Viper. He's getting his first time down. A little tentative through that section underneath the hotel. Bit of a slide entering the final corner. It's going to be in the 124s, and that'll be good for P9 provisionally. We go J-Story. I believe won one of the preseason races. That might be correct. Preseason doesn't really count, but you kind of get an idea of who's showing pace, especially drivers you might not be familiar with. Wesley, I believe new, won the second preseason race, so certainly a lot of pace that has not put a time up on the board yet. And there's Adri. Speaking of pace, we are well familiar with what this driver can do. Adri up to P2 in the Alpine, a 122.4, so another has joined the fray at the front. J-Story into P13. And Furzy also showing a ton of pace for the last season or so. A bit too much curb there at the kink. He's going to slide the car through. And there's just a tricky corner under the hotel. And yep, he invalidates just a touch too wide. And that'll invalidate his lap. Very frustrating there. And to Sector 3, a little tricky with the curbs there. I'm trying not to run into the back of the McLaren. I believe it's just ahead. Yeah, certainly a lot of fast drivers. That Sunday tier, Joe, though it's just one tier, I think we're in a very good spot pace-wise, competitiveness-wise. Very competitive tier. So we get some good numbers. Midweek expanding to 2 tiers this season. Would love to see Sunday back at 2 tiers in the future. There were 3 tiers at one point, I believe, before my time. See how Wesley can throw down his first time of the session. It's going to be in the 123s. That's good for P7. So all but Furzy have thrown down a time, and we should get Noob into the session at some point if we get rid of the perpetual yellow flag. Let's see. Gibby. Maybe a cool down lap. Cool down lap. Just trying to see who's on a competitive lap. Actually, I believe FBI Agent. Yes, starting a flyer. 9 minutes left in the session, so about at the halfway point. We had 4 at one point. Okay. So I know there was Premier, and then if there was a Tier 3, then that would make sense. FA Agent Esports line all the way onto the outside curb, sticking to that that blue outside, and there's no braking markers. Someone on their outlap must have decided that they were frivolous and unnecessary. So no braking markers into the heaviest braking zone possibly on the calendar. They missed the apex there, but FA Agent certainly pushing right now. So I think racing line users have the advantage currently into that braking zone. Yeah, Premier, Tier 1, 2, and 3. So It's amazing what a terrible game can do to a player base, but if you run on the paint, the game doesn't texture that in, so you can have a higher top speed. Interesting. All right, so that truly is like the esports line. So FBI agent using everything he can, and he jumps into P6 past Gord Sauce just barely by 0.06 of a second. See Joe Biden on... No, had just improved. I believe. So he's in P2. About 0.2 behind Mr. Bean. Adrian Ramsey both on outlaps. Realize I've been riding on board with everyone this whole time. Story Ghost Viper 13. So why not P15? Reserving today, I believe, in the McLaren. He's found a couple of tenths, 3 tenths actually. So he's looking at around P11, P12. So we're getting to a busy track now. Through the final corner he comes. And lost a bit of time in Sector 3. Was up 3 tenths and gained by about 0.5 tenth. So let's see. Where are we at? Ramsey up 1.5 tenths through a sector. Adrian for a small gain through 2 sectors, but not quite enough to make an impact on the board. Just saw someone move up. I think that was Ghost Viper improving to P9. It's our defending champion in the Ferrari. Those words haven't been uttered in a while. Improves by about 4 tenths, but does not quite get to Adrian at P3. So 122.4 for Ramsey P4. And it's about a second back, or 9 tenths back to P5. So clearly the class of the field right now, these top 4. Let's see, is Furzy getting a time down? Looks like he will keep it tidy enough and actually break it to the 122. So he joins the club with a 122.8, good for P5. Let's see, who else we have? Gord Sauce, I don't think was improving anyway, but is invalidated. Wesley, small improvements early on in the lap. As most drivers in the pit lane currently to build up for their final run. Ghost Viper will join them. So Wesley finds 3 tenths. He's up to P7. He'll get by FBI agent. 123.4. Drivers starting their outlaps now. Let's see. Got an outlap there. In laps all around. Yeah, Frosty. Abu Dhabi seems a little tricky in this game. It's just really all the tight corners. A little bit tougher than previous years, it seems. No improvement there from Tar Heels. We're giving him some time to shine. Glorious admin. Oh, Rossi finding a ton of time, or is he starting a lap here? Currently P11, 123.9. We have some drivers out. Gibby may have invalidated there, or just he's getting out of the way, maybe just a warm-up lap. I thought he was on a push, but apparently not. Get a quick look at Rossi here, and we'll jump around for a bit. Okay, so not quite improving, a tenth and a half down. Checking on Rusty, did not quite find any time his last lap. Craig finding a little bit of time, but needs more to catch Rusty for P16. I think we're running out of time for Noob to join as well. Hopefully he can get through. Dr. J has found 3.5 tenths, but we need to find more to get to Craig. And Tar Heels has found the barrier, trying to enter the pit lane. Ooh, something terrible just happened there with the game. And that's new. I don't think I've ever seen that. Tar Heels will get a grid penalty for a collision caused by the game, almost certainly. We'll hop on with Mr. Bean, who's found a little bit of time through Sector 1. He is firmly at the top of the board. I say firmly, it's 2 tenths. So he can find some insurance here. So Tar Heels will be starting P24, apparently, on the 19 car, hopefully 20 car grid. Hopefully Noob can get in here. I know we had some reserves knocking down the door trying to get in for this race. Oh yeah, grid penalty. What if he was starting P14 instead? That'd be funny. Mr. Bean sliding the car around the corner. Finds half a tenth. Fastest lap, a 1:22.0. Edry finding a little bit of time. Ramsey a little bit of time, but not really consequential so far, as the constant yellows are back out as the checkered comes out. Ramsey gives it up there. No improvement for him. He will be P4 unless something changes. Both Joe and Edry in that middle sector. A lot of time to be found here. Has lost a little bit of time. He's even. Same with Joe. What about Furzy? He's finding a bit of time. He needs to find 3 more tenths. Very busy section here. About 5 cars through this long left-hander. So FBI jumped Gord and Gibby. He's currently P6. We'll hop back to him real quick. Let's see, Timgra not improving. Any other improvements here? All right, so it's going to be Furzy. 10th and a half. Did he find about a quarter of a second? Big slide off the corner. He actually lost a little bit of time as someone had a really big slide off the corner. Who was that? Was that Timgra trying to push? Find some time, but he could not. Yeah, FBI did join the 22s. There we go. So 6 drivers in the 122s. Some more in the 123s. But this will be your starting grid for round 1 of season 15. And hopefully, Noob, get in here. F1 in Mexico, NASCAR, Martinsville, and PRL Sunday. That's right. You have truly been blessed, Baggins. What a Sunday. It's Martinsville, and it's an elimination race. And who knows, maybe Mexico will be good this year. So your starting order for the Grand Prix. Mr. Bean on pole once more. Adria is second. Joe Bidome is third. Ramsey fourth. Furzy fifth. FBI sixth. We have Gortsas, Gibby, Wesley, and Bazerga in your top 10. Ghost Viper, Rossi, Timgra, J Story, and Why Not to 15th. And then Rusty, Craig, Dr. J, and Tar Heels rounds out your grid. And Noob will be 20th if he gets in. So going to be pretty tight at the top, I think. We're in for a really good race here. And then it also gets really tight, probably P8 to P12, P13. Should be a good midfield battle. And always fun to watch the guys scrap at the rear. Remember, everyone gets points in PRL, so there are definitely points on the table. Moving from 18th to 16th. That does add up. I have not checked to see what the optimal strategy is here. Just going to find out in 1 sec. So I believe it's the C3, C4, and C5 here at Abu Dhabi. The game will probably want you to 3-stop, but it's going to be between 1 and 2. Pretty high wear here, I believe. But if you can make it work, if you can make the 1-stop work, I think that's the winning strategy. I think a lot will opt for the 2. See how aggressive you want to get. You want to make up positions. You want to start the season on out aggressive and put everyone else on the back foot. Maybe you go with the soft to start and just push. Someone will bin it. It's a hot take. It's not a hot take. I feel like Sunday gets all the safety cars, so we'll see if that continues. So apparently it was Joe. Joe destroyed all the braking markers in qualifying. That is hilarious. So we do get a formation lap. And it will be a 19-car grid, unfortunately. Let's see. Wow, a little bit of everything. So, top 3 on hards. 4th through 8th on mediums. Wesley and 9th on hards with Ghost Viper 11th. Rusty and Tar Heels on the hard tire. And more braking markers have bit the dust. So it's 4th through 8th on the medium, Bazerga 10th, Rossi through J Story, Craig, Dr. J on the mediums, and why not the only driver on the soft tire? Because why not? Go aggressive early, and I think, well, some of the braking markers have been destroyed. Others will remain intact for the time being. Any predictions for winners, drivers of the day? What do you got for me, chat? I'm going to say, like, no big surprises here. I think Mr. Bean is going to... He won't walk away with this one, but I think he's trying to get revenge for how Season 14 ended, and he's going to have a convincing win from pole. It's going to be aimed a bit towards the inside, so pole sitter has the outside lane on the grid. He's aimed a bit more towards the corner instead of head on. I prefer not to do telemetry, but I can get it pulled up in a second. I know some drivers are watching this. I don't want to give too much telemetry data away. And now the lights will come on. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And Season 15 is underway for Sunday Tier. Good start for Bean. He's going to go to the inside, immediately go defensive. See Ramsey ushered wide. So we'll go through the field here. That Ferrari trying to get back online. Some big moves near the back as we head down towards the hairpin. So that's Joe Biden up a spot. Mr. Bean on that esports line. So Joe moves into second, Adri third. Ramsey holding on for dear life against Furzy. There's a little bit of a touch, but we'll hold on to it. Ramsey trying to go defensive against the Aston Martin. He will hold on to the position. Balzerga up 2 spots from 10th to 8th. Gibby down 2, so they have swapped. That's what the game wants you to do, and the game is wrong. Suggest medium, medium hard. I highly doubt that will be the case. A lot more movement in the back. Jay Story up 2. Craig up 2. And Rusty down 3. Appears to be the big movers here. So Mr. Bean holds on to the lead through lap 1. We have 28 more. If I can get a little bit better of a look here. Here we go. DRS enabled this time. So pretty much everyone in the field except for Mr. Bean and Why Not will have DRS. Little peek to the inside, but we'll stay in line here. I think we'll have a move a little bit further back. Yeah, it's because of ERS, Jules. That's why I usually don't show telemetry. It's just to show, to avoid showing the ERS numbers. We may have an incident here in the back. Oh yeah, Why Not and Craig falling to the rear at a... possibly a collision there at the chicane. And Ramsey gets to the inside of uh-oh. Adri falling a big amount there, and I think he just lagged out, actually. Here. He had a feeling that this was going to happen, so let me see if I can get it back in here. So that's going to shake up the front. So immediately plummets to 10th and falling away fast. Mr. Bean and Joe Biden now have separated themselves from the pack. Oh, we've got a car around. Rossi out of turn 3. He's lost the car. And Why Not in the pit lane, perhaps repairing damage there. Furzy has gone around at the chicane. That's going to drop Drop him some spots. He's down to P9. He was up battling for P5. FBI agent and Gord Sauce going at it, and Gord gets him around him with the DRS help. So Gord all of a sudden P4 after a P7 start. So now Ramsey all by his lonesome in P3. Ramsey throwing down the fastest lap, actually, and that's without DRS help, so pushing a little bit here in the early stages, trying to get back towards the front, join this duo of Mr. Bean and Joe Biden. Joe's going to have a pretty good opportunity here on the DRS straight. With the back-to-back DRS straights, a little bit of strategy at play. Do you want to make the move into the first one, or you want to hold back and take it in the second one so you can hold off through Sector 3? That's the decision there. Or do you make the move when you know you can? Joe holds off this time. Get some moves. DRS moves through the midfield here. Ghost Viper 10th, past Timgra and J-Story. Craig holding on to P15. He's under attack from Tar Heels. And FBI getting back around. Must have been a pretty good move there. Sorry, I missed it. Got to the inside of Gord Sauce. A big overtaking opportunity there into that corner. I'm going to Rosberg it for a sec. That's where I made my move to get my only Sunday win in Tier 2 many seasons ago. Fond memories of that corner. I may or may not have actually accidentally made contact trying to make that move, but alas. Barzerga up to P6. He's on the rear wing of Gord Sauce now. Take a quick look. I think Joe is content to just sit behind. I say, is he? Yep, he's content, just not quite close enough. FBI agent leading this train. And we'll hold off Gord Sauce. No real moves this time around. And yeah, I agree, Jules. The track is way better since they reformatted it. That corner is so much better at the beginning of Sector 3 than the weird little zigzag they had. Gord waits till the second DRS zone to get around back into P4. I think these two are going to scrap for a while. It's hard to break free. You need a really good Sector 3 beginning of the lap to really break free from the DRS. So need a big pace advantage. I'm not sure there is a big pace advantage right now in this upper half of the field. So maybe at the mercy of DRS for a lot of this race. And also that hairpin at the beginning of the lap that they got rid of, or the chicane, that's now just the hairpin. That's this part right here. So much better. So much better. We got a car around. I believe that's Why Not at a Latifi corner, which will be the name I'll refer to it as. Mr. Bean actually getting a little bit more separation this lap. It's up to 9/10. Wesley makes DRS overtake on Balzerga, who had fallen away from FBI agent and Gord, and that left him at the mercy of DRS. Let's see if he can respond here. He's on the hard tire. This isn't the best part of the race for him with that hard tire, but can he stay? He's right on the rear, does not make a move. All the drivers around him on the mediums, knows the race will come to him. Timgra, see the end of that move. He gets to the inside and makes the move at that corner. I can't remember all the corner numbers, but oh wow, Ramsey, our defending champion, as we get a good look at this battle here for P10. Ghost Harbor gets by him. Timgra slotted back into 11th. Ramsey, our defending champion, gets our first time penalty of the season. It's already picked up his 3 strikes, and that's going to be 3 seconds for him. We're going to get back towards the front here. FBI agent and Gord still attached at the wings. Maybe not on track a lot of history here, but maybe narrative-wise, there's some history as FBI agent gets to the rear of the V-carb, does not make a move. FBI kind of displacing Gord as the one to beat in midweek. So maybe that's the narrative here, but Gord leading on track still. And yeah, you're right, FBI and Gord needing to work together to try to get back in this race. Maybe content to fight for P4 and P5. Who knows? Why not having another off again? Waiting for Rossi to pass and rejoining. Mr. Bean starting to pull away at the front. That's up to nearly 2 seconds now. So once he broke DRS. So managed to pull away. Trying to get our lap times. My trusty little tool here on my desk real quick. Here, we'll go back to this battle for P10. Just want to keep an eye on, I think. Timbro, that's 6.5 seconds behind P9, but leading this little group that has shown that they are willing to battle here in the early stages. Also got the McLaren of Wesley. FBI still hanging out behind Gord. And no moves this time. Not from this group. There's going to be a move here as Ghost Viper gets the inside of the V-Carb Timgra. Tidy move there, but Tinker might have the better line now. It kind of overshot it at the Williams, so he'll have DRS and I think a much better exit. All the way to the rear. He's going to go to the high side. The Williams going defensive and Timgra going back around. He will get clear and a good move there. So the wheel is not cooperating for it. Sorry to hear that. Why not? So some technical issues has put the McLaren driver out of this one. And did I see that we were able to get Adri back? We did, but P17 is a far cry from where he started. Looks like we're... Craig is in. He may have damage from the earlier incident. No, it doesn't look like it. So no, this is a scheduled stop. My goodness, English is hard. So he'll go medium here, set for the 2-stop. As they can get there in time, but Furzy gets by Balzerga here. Let's see if he can respond. Further ahead, FBI gets by Gord. And Balzerga forced to the outside. Not a bad line here. I think this corner has a ton of lines you can use. Makes for some really good racing. And the Haas moves back into P8. Furzy gets back to the inside just as I clicked away. So good move there. So the Aston Martin back in P8. So a good battle here brewing for 8th on track. Ramsey in the pits. He's committed to a 2-stop on the medium tire, must be. I feel like the 1-stop... Let's see, oh, and a 10-second speeding in the pit lane for Furzy. That's unfortunate. Ramsey does move to the hards, so maybe he thinks he could take it. Furzy is well onto the hards, but the 10-second time penalty will loom large. Timgra goes medium. J-Story onto the hards. So interesting here, interesting. So perhaps the medium hard is a 2-stop strategy. We'll get it here a little late and a terrible camera angle. We've got VSC. What happened? Missed out on what happened here. We have the VSC out, and those that had not gotten around to pit are going to have a bit of an advantage here. Still have some passing on track, but perhaps just sorting it out. I see no wing on Wesley. And now we've gone green. Interesting. So that's going to be super costly here at battle for P6, but they must have gotten together, excuse me. So Wesley has no front wing. They've lost a ton of time. It's now 9 seconds to Balzerga from Gibby. And Ghost Viper, Ramsey trying to get back through the field. There's no wing on that McLaren. He's going to try to get to the pit lane. So is the Williams. That was a bit of a mess. Ghost Viper in. Wesley in. So perhaps an incident around this group brought out that VSC that ended very, very quickly, it seems. So the field will sort itself out here. I think Wesley has had to commit to a 2-stop now. He puts the mediums on, started on the hards. But lap 11, still some drivers out on the tires they started on, including FBI Agent and Gord Sauce, both on the mediums. They have been exchanging positions on track for pretty much the entirety of this race. FBI currently P3, Gord just behind in 4th. Gibby P5, also on 10-lap-old mediums. Our leader's still on the hards. I think they've committed to a 1-stop. Adri fighting back through the field. DRS overtake on Tar Heels, but neither driver has yet to stop. As FBI and Gord Sauce come in together. No chance at the undercut then. They will both ditch the mediums, probably the hards, and see if they can go the distance. Rears are melting on mediums. Okay. Furzy throws down the fastest lap. Yeah, I'm seeing the window for medium hard, lap 11 or 12. So right in that window. Imagine if you're starting on the hards and trying to go the distance like our leaders are, we'll probably go lap 17 or 18. FBI Agent getting back past Furzy, who had rejoined the battle here. Or, well, FBI Agent and Gord Sauce had come out with Furzy. So we'll continue to scrap on track. A bit further up the road to Ramsey. Good, nice aerial shots of this battle. Furzy pretty much undercut them by 2 laps. Great shots here. Ramsey putting in the fastest lap of the race there. That's, oh wow. Balzerga getting by Tar Heels. That's new tires versus old tires. Ghost Viper putting in the fastest lap instead. So our leader's running in the 128s. So 128.8 from Mr. Bean, 128.7 from Joe Bidome, and then it's 129 Gibby on 12-lap old hards. Ramsey in the 126s last time. So that's new and old tires. We get a battle here. Kind of a half move. It forces him offline. It's going to lead to a much better move here on the second DRS straight. It's FBI going defensive. Get a good look from Gord as Furzy gets around the outside pretty easily. Actually going to hop over to J Story real quick. I want to see if he can get back to Ghost Viper. This was once a very close group with Timgra, Ghost Viper, and J Story, but pit stops have kind of spread them out a little bit. So not quite within lunging distance right now. So new tires running in the 127s. I think Ramsey might inherit the race lead here in a few laps once our leaders finally pit. He's caught Gibby. And we'll hop on board in a second. Is that guy going to get close enough here? He will not. Alright, so we're going to go to Ramsey. DRS wide open on the second DRS section. Gets to the inside. He'll take P3. He's about 19 seconds back of the leader. I feel like it's a pretty long pit lane here, so Ramsey, I think, will inherit the lead. We'll have to go on the defensive. It'll be a defensive race for him over the last few laps. There were pit stops shook up our season finale here as well. I can't remember exactly what happened, but Mr. Bean, different strategy than the others, was leading and just kind of slipped away from him in the final 10 laps or so. Gibby went long on the mediums, but I think it's time. He's going to throw the hards on and see where he pops out. He's going to be deep in this midfield, I believe. Gibby slots in front of Craig into P12. So yeah, sent a long way back with that undercut working against him. FBI gets the inside of Furzy, will take P4. We've got a car around. Yellow flag on track. I believe that was Tar Heels was sent off at P4. Car gets very light over that section. High speed. Change in elevation. So we've got a big scrap here. Can we get a better camera angle, please? Balzerga and Ghost Viper for P9. We'll stay on with this. Ghost Viper to the outside. We'll take P9. These three back at it once more. So just remove Timger from the equation and put in Balzerga. This battle has been pretty much raging all afternoon. FBI, with the help of DRS, puts down the fastest lap of the race. And still, this is about 2.5 seconds faster than the leaders. So something to keep an eye on. Uh-oh. Car around. Got a yellow. Or maybe Furzy was off. Got there a little late. But he's going to drop away from this battle. I don't see any damage, though. Adri's still out on the hards. That has brought Timgra closer to him. We're on lap 16, entering the back half of this race. Timgra's going to have some assistance from that flap on the rear wing. And we'll move into P7. I think it's the highest he's been all day. Snap oversteer from Furzy. Okay, so that just a little moment cost him some time, brought out a local yellow, and then moved him down to P6. We have another yellow here. Balzerga holding on, and Gortsas, time penalty. It's like we're starting to get to that stage of the race. We'll see a couple more of those pop up. Ramsey has had to be very careful this race after picking up his time penalty very, very early. Adrian, the pits will throw on the mediums for the rest of this one. Now let's see. I want to go to Gibby here. He's on the freshest tires. Craig in the pits for his second pit stop, I believe. So Gibby at the back of this group. 4 cars within 1 second of each other. Just get a good look at any move that might pop up. He's already gaining. Doesn't even have the flap open. And J-Story, maybe just not a good exit there. He's going to lose the position pretty easily. Just hands it over to him. Big braking from the trailing Williams of Gibby. You see the lead Williams just ahead that he's going to attack next. Both will have DRS. Will Ghost Viper get to Balzerga here in this section? Not quite. So no moves there in that second one. Both the leaders come in. Ghost Viper gives up the position, it appears. Yeah, Ramsey inherits the lead pretty easily. Let's see how far back our leaders are going to be, though. Both going to go super aggressive here on the last stint. They have to. They come out with FBI agent. They'll actually kind of be split by FBI and Gord. Mr. Bean 8 seconds back will have to push and will not have DRS. FBI will, so now he will have to be defensive while also trying to get the hell away. FBI will have DRS, as I mentioned. Gord will not. And Joe Bidom 5 seconds back from Gord Sauce in P5. So definitely the undercut quite powerful right now. And our drivers starting on the hards are kind of out of luck here. Already cutting in, though. It's already found 8 tenths, 9 tenths. It's a DRS overtake from Adri. And Rusty holding off the Alpine. He's trying to make it 2, but is not going to be a 2 for 1. A good placement there by the Sauber. Just delays the inevitable as the Alpine moves to P13. He's on those fresh medium tires. Yeah, FBI needed to be really aggressive to stay onto Mr. Bean, and it didn't really happen there. So already the Mercedes has found 1.3, 1.4 seconds cutting into that deficit. Gibby losing a position and then also, gaining a position? Oh, it was a driver in the pit lane. My bad. Gibby picking up a time penalty there. Yeah, already is checked out. Came out just ahead of FBI agent, and now is 2.5 seconds clear. Already picked 1.6 seconds into Ramsey, and Ramsey has the 3 seconds to deal with. So Mr. Bean doesn't even have to push that hard; just has to put in some good laps in, and he'll be in the lead on the timing sheet. Joe has found 1.5 seconds, I believe, on Gord since he came out of the pit lane. Adrian's found a couple more spots. Says this group of Timgra, Ghost Viper, J-Story, Wesley, all have come into the pits to throw on hards with 10 to go. Kind of keep an eye on the timing sheet here. Let's see. We'll actually go back to this battle of Rusty and Dr. J. But Ramsey just put down a 127.4. Mr. Bean 125.8, FBI in the 128s. Joe 126.5, so about a second faster than the leader, and Mr. Bean about a second and a half faster than the leader on a lap by lap basis. Gord Sauce right on the rear of FBI Agent now with the help of some DRS. We'll check in with this battle as Joe is also here with DRS. He's going to enjoy the DRS moves, but needs to actually make the move at some point to cut in, start cutting into this lead, trying to get back towards Mr. Bean and Ramsey. Did not get a chance that time, and Gord Sauce P3 on track, dealing with a time penalty. FBI Agent just behind, and Joe there as well, but not a lot of overtaking opportunities here in the third sector. Mr. Bean throws down the fastest lap, 125.5. That was 2.5 seconds faster than Ramsey last time. Nine to go here. So plenty of time to make moves still. So plenty of time for anything to happen and throw a wrench in the plans. So we see Joe get to the inside of FBI Agent and will make the move. Yeah, Mr. Bean unleashing the full pace on those medium tires. No moves here from Joe. We'll try to get to the inside. Maybe a little up and under. A bit too much curb, I think, from Gord Sauce, and Joe's going to have a good run. DRS open. Same for FBI Agent. And Gord trying to defend two drivers at once. The turn in, a car is there. We are 3 wide. A little bit of contact, but I think everyone is going to make it through okay. And Joe is going to gain 2 positions just like that. Big lockup there. Almost. Wow. And while that's happening, Mr. Bean has gotten within half a second. So that was great scenes on track there. Ramsey trying to pick through lap traffic, and Mr. Bean has caught him. Half a second. And moves further back. Timgra just got a 2 for 1. Thanks to some DRS. Have to call that one out. But want to see the lead change on track with Mr. Bean just behind. Perhaps Ramsey dumping some battery here. Now it's starting to come back. Stick the wing there, trying to get a better line. I won't say the exit was any better, but he will have the assist from DRS. Ramsey all the way to the inside line, holding defensive, but Mr. Bean around the outside will hold on to it and make the move. So has just been pushing on those medium tires. And even losing a bunch of time due to the strategy of just starting on the hard tire and getting undercut, Mr. Bean is back out front. And Joe, since that 3 wide move, is back in P3 and is pulled away from FBI and Gord Sauce. That's 2.5 seconds found in the lap or so, since I've gone away from there. Go back to this battle. Timgra, Ghost Viper. Yeah, I think Timgra had gone a 2 for 1, holding defensive there to hold off the Williams, who's just trying to find a way by. Both on the same tires, pretty much. See, Ramsey is still within DRS at the front of the field. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. We'll hop over just in case. Yeah, he's not going to be close enough here. Yeah, Ramsey, I think, just going for the mega undercut and it's left him with a very long stint. When he came in, I thought he was going to be planning for a 2-stop. That was how early he came in. But just it makes it a very difficult final stint with 20 laps on the hard tire. And it's like the C3 too. Like it's a pretty soft hard tire. See the Williams all over the back of Timgra. Timgra is a very good defensive driver though. Holds the inside. No chance to make the pass here. That does bring the Haas of Balzerga, who's on fresh tires, back into this battle. Found 3/10 just since I've started looking at it. Yeah, I believe it's C3 through C5 here. It's a very soft compounds, and still it seems like it's a one-stop for the most part. Got a car around. Dr. J. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Get it going again. No damage, at least. Checking on FBI and Gord since we're in the DRS section here. Gord to the outside. Side by side, holding it through, trying to hold the inside line. But Gord gets by. Gord back into P4 on track. I love that corner. I love that you can race side by side there, and honestly, neither line is a gimme overtake. You can make the pass around the outside. Holding, oh yeah, we got look at this battle real quick. Balzerga picks up a time penalty in the midst of it. Ghostfiber gets back by, and Timgra still holding on. Oh, car around its Furzy. At Latifi corner has picked up some damage. And that's his second off, but first one really picking up damage. The Alpine Adri almost got there too quickly for Furzy could react and get to the pit lane. So he will come in, probably throw on some softs, pick some damage, just to see what happens. Another yellow. Not sure what happened. I think it's just a lap car getting out of the way, actually. Furzy will call it quits, actually. So very unfortunate for him. He was up near the top of the field for quite a bit of time, but a mistake and then kind of a shunt there ruins his day. Wonder if he had any help or if it was just, that's a tricky corner and found the wall on exit. Not quite close enough for a move there from Balzerga. He's almost pushing the V-carb through the chicane and does not get a good exit. That's going to bring Ghost Viper into this. Both will have DRS. But neither will be able to make a move. Maybe too tight of a line there for Ghost Viper. Did not quite get the momentum. And now everyone just kind of has to fall into line. Takes a lot of curb. Takes a lot of curb again. You can see him kind of understeering in the dirty air of Balzerga. We're going to hop back to FBI agent who did not get the move done there. But we'll have another chance here. These two have been scrapping for lap 26. We'll say 25 and a half laps. I mean, if you're Gord, you don't let him by, even if you have the time penalty. Who knows what could happen? You try to force the Haas into a mistake, and the position is yours. So, no moves so far, and I think FBI agent is going to play the patience game here. Let DRS do its thing on the final lap or so. You're going to have one or two opportunities, and you have to make them stick. DRS here in this battle, but still nothing really doing. Just want to see. Dr. J has been. Well, he just threw down a personal best lap of the race on the 128th. So I want to see if he can get closer to Rossi there. I think the time penalty actually move him to P15. Yeah, I'll say all these hards are pushing 55% if you're Ramsey. He's pretty good with the tire whispering, so definitely in the 50s, not the 60s yet. Here we go, FBI agent to the inside. Ooh, wow, that looked really sketchy on my end, but I don't think it's how it actually worked. So he forces his way to the inside and gets by Gord. So takes the opportunity there. 3 laps to go. Gord will have some opportunities to get him back at least. It looked like FBI agent was destined for the inside wall. Luckily, that's not what happened. Balzerga gets by Timgra in the chicane, and we'll have, well, DRS here. Sorry, Balzerga gets by Ghost Viper. These 3 have been scrapping for a while, holding the outside line, but will lose the position to the Williams. They're still side by side. He may have an advantage here, but no, he will fall into line. Sometimes if you can hold it through those corners, you have the inside line for this heavy braking zone, and you can hang on to the position. Mr. Haas cannot quite do so. And with the time penalties, might lose out on a couple more spots. He needs to be aggressive here in the final few laps with those fresh tires. Let's see, where are we? Let's get reoriented here. Yet another move assisted by DRS. Gore taking it in the first sector, or first DRS zone. And we'll see if FBI responds here in the second. Just a game of tag. Missed a move back here as Mr. Bean takes the flag for the final time, the white flag. That was Wesley getting by J Story, DRS overtake. He moves up into 11th, but could be looking at 10th with the time penalty to Zerga. So still playing nice, these 3, for the time being. I think it's the battle we're going to focus on here as we take our final trip around the Yas Marina circuit. Excuse me. FBI can kind of chill behind Gord Sauce. I don't know if he will. We'll keep an eye on this for a second. Timgra trying to hold off this duo of Ghost Viper and Balzerga. And Balzerga just trying to get clear of Wesley and Jay Story, timing-wise. Gord and FBI all the way to the inside. All the way to the inside, back to the outside line. There's 1 brake marker remaining. Yeah, Joe could not quite get to Ramsey there, so the strategy did not quite work for him. Worked for Mr. Bean, though. Will FBI make the move on track? Not quite. We'll go to this trio. I guess actually I need to hop to Mr. Bean taking the checkered flag. My prediction comes true. Starts from pole and gets the win. Oh, Ghost Viper's going to lose a ton of time here. Tries to get to Timgra, loses out. He will have DRS at least. Really our final battle on track. Balzerga will not get there either. FBI gets Gord Sauce on the timing sheet. Yeah, Ghost Viper is going to lose out on a chance at P8 with a mistake there. And I think Balzerga is eventually going to lose out on P10 on the timing sheet. So they'll bring it across the line. And a couple of different battles we kept our eyes on today. Hopefully everyone got a little bit of screen time. kind of spread out at the back. And Craig is going to surrender P13 to Rusty at the end, it seems. So I'll run through the final order pretty... Well, actually, I'm going to run through the race director really quick, just so that we have it on film. A race winner, fastest lap goes to Mr. Bean. Driver of the day, Rusty. Okay. Adri, most overtakes. And Ghost Viper is the cleanest driver. Congrats to him. Always a honor to be bestowed by the game. First race director. Now I can run through the final results. Mr. Bean from pole gets the victory. Charges back through the field. Ramsey, a strong race, P2. Joe, P3 for your podium. FBI agent gets Gord Sauce for P4. Gord finishes 5th. Gibby 6th. Adri, he has to claw back through the field after AI takes over for a bit. He gets back to P7. Timger holds off Ghost Viper for P8. Ghost Viper 9th. Wesley 10th. Balzerga 11th. J-Story 12th. Rusty 13th. Craig 14th. Rossi 15th, Dr. J 16th, Tar Heels a 17th, and we had Furzy and Why Not DNFing a 19-car field. So that has been the opening round of Season 15, Sunday Tier. Let's try to do it again on Wednesday, all right? I'll hopefully be bringing you midweek Tier 1 action Wednesday night. That is 8:30 Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time. I know it's a little different in Europe right now. You guys just started daylight savings, I believe. So 8:30 Eastern Standard Time for midweek Tier 1 action. Hopefully we'll have a second stream going for midweek Tier 2 action. One of them will be here on the Twitch, maybe the other one on the YouTube channel. So make sure to check that out and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for joining me. And hopefully we'll see you Wednesday on Performance Racing League. I've been Hoop BK. Have a good one.